3 years into the marriage, I always felt something was off. Every time I changed, I felt like someone was watching. In the shower, the steam seemed to hide a little red light. Then that day, I found the first hidden camera on top of the closet. I didn't say a word. I hired a professional team and they pulled out 10 spy cameras from our bedroom. My sister-in-law's phone number was right there on the receiver list. On the 28th of the lunar December, he announced in the family group chat, "This year, we're all going to my sister-in-law's place for New Year's. Over 50 people coming." I looked at the message and replied with a simple, "Okay." New Year's Eve, the doorbell rang. I opened the door with a big smile. Behind my sister-in-law stood a huge crowd of relatives. She strutted in like she owned the place. In the living room, 8 cops, 5 lawyers, and on the coffee table, those 10 cameras and a thick stack of evidence. 3 years into the marriage, Wenjing always felt something wasn't right. The apartment was bought by his parents in his name only. But living there, she never once felt like it was her home. She always felt like invisible eyes were watching. Changing clothes, that prickling sensation was the worst. Like someone was standing in the closet shadow, just staring. She brought it up with her husband, Joe Hui. He always laughed it off, said she watched too many horror movies. "Jing," he'd say, "it's our own home. Who's gonna be watching?" Who indeed? Wenjing asked herself that. Until one night after her shower, wrapped in a towel. The bathroom steam was thick, drifting into the bedroom. She happened to glance up and saw a tiny red light flicker inside the smoke detector facing the bed. Her heart sank. She acted natural, walked to the bed, picked up her phone like she was watching videos, but her eyes kept locked on that smoke detector. The red light didn't come back. Joe Hui was away on a business trip, wouldn't be back for 3 days. She was alone. Fear crept up like cold water rising from her feet. She forced herself to stay calm. She thought back to the past few months. Her sister-in-law, Zhou Lan, was always oddly interested in her private life. Whatever new lingerie color Wenjing bought, Zhou Lan would casually mention it on the phone the next day. When Wenjing slept in a separate room for a few days because of a busy project, Zhou Lan immediately called to pry, asking if there were marriage problems. She used to just think Zhou Lan was controlling. Never thought much about it. Now those small details started to feel like snakes coiling around her heart. She didn't sleep all night. The next morning, she called in sick, without telling anyone. She found a professional anti-spyware company. 2 techs arrived in uniform with their gear. Her heart was in her throat. "Ma'am, please don't be nervous. We'll start in the bedroom." The moment they turned on the equipment, a sharp beeping went off. The first one was inside that smoke detector. The tech used tweezers to pull out a camera smaller than a grain of rice and placed it on a tray. Wenjing's blood ran cold. Here's another. Second one, inside the wall socket facing the bathroom door. One hidden in the bedside lamp, one under the TV. And here, stuck in the curtain folds. The beeping echoed all around. Closet, study, even inside the potted plant in the living room. Camera after camera came out. Finally, the tech stopped in front the master closet. "Ma'am, the signal is strongest right here on top of this wardrobe." Wenjing stood on a stool. A thin layer of dust covered the top. In the far corner, stuck with double-sided tape, was a device the size of a matchbox. A transmitter and storage unit, connected to another pinhole camera aimed straight at the bed. That was the 10th one. The tech connected the device to a laptop. "Ma'am, this is remote. It has multiple receivers." He typed a few keys and a list of receiver IDs popped up on the screen.